Hi.
There's a crack on the wall. Oh my god! Now I notice it.
Oh my
Ah! It's what time is it?
It's 11:11.
It's summertime.
It's about time. You better sit here. Yeah. So you can't
let's
see
go
the
out.
crack.
Off
No.
screen.
Off screen. No. Hold on.
That's fine.
Ooh,
We're
okay.
back.
All right.
Nice distraction. Hey, welcome back. Inner Power Podcast, episode number
5.
5. What's 5? You said that's quite a powerful number.
It is a powerful number. It's a number of change.
Yeah.
Number of change. And today is 5th, by the way. So it's just like a super powerful combination.
One of my best friend's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Patrick.
No, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. That's our first birthday ever shout out. What are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about how to connect with the energy that brings the best out of you.
I like it. Do you know what? I just want to say, Ange, I'm not going to go into much, but I just wanted to thank you for all your support last week.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Yeah, so
that's what friends are for.
Yeah, exactly. True friends. Thank you very much. And I guess in a way, that's kind of a part of how you connect with people, like the connections that you draw in, and it's making sure you got good, influential, positive connections in your life. So yeah, there you go. Surprised, didn't tell you I was going to say that, obviously, but
no,
I think it was quite important. It's quite relevant to what we're going to talk about, and you know what we draw in becomes part of us, as in through our friends and family and work. We've got a guest behind us or behind the camera that's just doing some stuff for us. So all these things, it's like we're going to talk about today, is our top tips on keeping that the right connections that do bring out the best in you, right?
Yeah, those connections that are actually uplifting you, are uplifting to you, they're not dragging you down, they really bring you up.
Yeah.
So you believe more in yourself and you are more powerful in pushing forward, right?
Definitely. And then you start to notice more of those, whether it be energies, people, whatever. Well, you notice all the things that are good for you, and you start to draw more of those in, isn't it? Because where energy
flows,
energy
goes.
So if we got to talk a bit. So again, it's the 5th. No, what was the 22? You popped out a thing with 22.
Yes,
so
again.
Yeah, yin and yang. So it's a bit like with our, the logo you designed.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because I didn't even realize that in this special card deck I have, the energy deck, by the way, if you're interested, that's the one. I pulled the card number 22, which talks about the yin and yang. And when I was creating our logo, I wanted to include this element of two different energies, of the balance of two energies, which is yin and yang. And funny enough, number 22 is something what happens in our life, just almost on a regular basis. You see number 22 often, I see number 22 often, we see numbers, right?
All the time.
So it's a kind of very special number which has like a deeper meaning to myself, to you.
Yeah.
And today this card that is number 22, which talks about the yin and yang, it was like, all right, okay, that's cool. I love this connection, just of those things. Yeah. So that was just this extra powerful thing that happened today.
We go off on ones every now and then.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So we talked about what we focus on, and I mean, way back in a different version of me, I wouldn't say I always focus on negative, but probably a lot more than what I do now. If that makes sense, because it happens. Oh, this is crap, and then say what I got to say, get out of my system. Right now, I can focus on whatever I need to do to resolve that negative that's going on, because stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good drill, isn't there? We can do.
Yes,
focus,
there
right?
is a very good drill. But before we go into the drill, I just want to say something, because you said when you were younger, you were focusing more on the negative.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that younger people are more reactive,
yeah.
which is normal. We become wiser and more responsive as we age, because we just understand more. But there is no wrong in doing that when you're a younger person, because I think when you store the whole negative energy in you, it actually negatively affects your system.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better to just get it out.
Yes.
But now going back to the drill, right? There is this super drill which is very powerful, and it helps you to realize how powerful the focus is, and how can you practice focusing on good things that you actually start bringing all of those good things, just to you at much faster speed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you to do this. We're going to just jump into it straight away. I ask you to look around wherever you are and just spot everything what is color red. Okay? So look around. Look for red. Look for red. Look for red. Okay? Now, come back to center. Look at me. And now close your eyes. Close your eyes. And tell me, how many green things have you spotted?
Oh my God.
How many green things you spotted in the room? Right? Without looking around again, okay? Without looking around.
I can only think of the floor and so on.
Right. So probably because you're already familiar with the...
green,
yeah? But the thing is, you see, what I did ask you to focus on one particular thing, right? So your brain recorded that. So you recorded only the red things. So you commanded your mind to look for red. So you found the red and you didn't see anything else. And it's the same with everything else you're focusing on. So if you're looking for positive, if you say, I'm looking for opportunities to grow my business. I am looking for great connections. I am excited about connecting with nice people. What you're doing, you're actually programming your brain like a sat nav to look for those things so they are more visible to you. But if you're going to be focusing on the stuff that is not working, your brain will be looking for more of those things in your environment. So you can really choose, you can program your brain, you can direct your brain, instruct your brain with the stuff that you're interested in. Okay, so this is how you're gaining control over what is happening in your life. Obviously, you can't control everything, and I am not asking you to do that because that's not the point. But what I want you to realize is that you have more control over what is happening in your life than you tend to think. Okay. So this was a very simple exercise. We focused on the colors, but you can do the same thing, with other things that are happening in your life besides the colors. Trust me, just test it out. Test it out and see how it works. And the more you practice that, you're actually going to attract more of those things, those good things. And then this is like a snowball effect, because when you're focusing on positive, you start seeing more positive, and then because you're seeing more positive, you are naturally happier because there's more positive things happening around you. So and this is how you're actually building the happy life experience, right? I'm not saying you're never gonna experience anything negative, what will throw you off completely. This is just what life is about. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to shake the boat, but in reality you have actually more power and control, just how you live your life, right? So just remember that. I think this is very powerful and cool exercise.
Yeah, I'm going to just kind of enhance on that excuse me, a little bit in two ways. I'm going to let's start with negative. So like yesterday there was the Facebook and WhatsApp and Insta outage. So
don't forget about Messenger, right?
Yeah, don't forget about Messenger. There was the Messenger. And maybe it affected some people. I guess some people rely on that for their business, though. Like literally, it's if they're an influencer, that's their main thing. So how did that affect you? That was okay. It was great. Turn the thing off.
Yeah, exactly. How did that affect you? Just to let us know. Whether you were really angry with it, disappointed that you can't see what's going on, you could not connect with your friends, or did you feel like you were on holiday? Yeah. Because this is what I felt like.
That was brilliant. Thank you for tagging people in, Claire. Yeah,
thank you, Claire. She's queen of tagging.
And Dagmara, that was a great comment. Forgot your name right.
Yeah. Hi, Dagmara. Oh. Yeah. Claire said, late to the party as always. Yeah. What matters, what counts is the fact that you are here. This is what we appreciate.
Also, last week where the whole thing with the fuel, so people started focusing on whatever was said in the media, and then there was a bit of panic, right? Mm-hmm. So the focus was on the panic. And just dropped the microphone. The focus was on the panic. Mm-hmm. Then people would have been queuing up to get their fuel. So again, the focus got manifested even more. I seen it last year with the whole toilet paper thing. We're going to run out of toilet paper. We're going to right up our asses. But you find a way, right? And I must admit, even I experienced it a little bit in the the supermarket, and I know this is what happened last week. People went absolutely crazy. It already was said about the army coming in to sort it out. Don't worry, but no, people get so focused on the fact, I want our fuel. And I've seen pictures of people filling up, the cans, and I drove past someone parked on there. They were filling up with a petrol can or whatever. So they obviously, picked up those. Well, obviously, they'd gone to get some extra for whatever reason, and that's their reason. But anyway, the point is this: I remember last year being in the supermarket watching. There's hardly anything on the shelves in terms of toilet roll, and I had that sort of twinge of panic. I better get some. I thought, hang on a minute, I'd already had a big. I hate buying stuff. I like to buy stuff in bulk, so I already had a big pack. I thought, that'll be all right, and I was all right. Same with the petrol. It worked out. It's kind of worked out, apart from maybe London's a bit different at the moment, but generally, I've gone past the stations now. They're not queuing up. So all that panic because everyone, that's the negative side of things. If we focus, so my point really is this: it's not so much about the fuel crisis. It's more about, if we focus on the negative, if we focus on panic, and we panic more, and we don't keep that cool head, we don't think straight, and we end up going down roads you don't really want to go. You don't want to go down. It can be in any situation, and you're doing things, saying things that shouldn't be done, shouldn't be said, or we're not working towards, we give up on a goal. We think, this isn't going to work for me. This isn't going to turn out great, or I won't do this now. So we don't start working towards the things that we could or should be working to, right?
And you know what this is based on? Fear.
Yeah. Fear. The false emotions appear and real.
Yeah.
And it controls so many people in many different ways. I'm scared that this change will affect me in this way. And then we start doing this, or we don't do this. It doesn't become a positive thing. Now let's flip it the other way around in terms of going back to focusing on, I want to, attract. I've always, I would say always, I focus. I've made more of a conscious decision over the last few years to attract and repel the right and the wrong people. Basically, attracting the right people, repel off, maybe the wrong people, and make some decisions about. What's right, where do I want to be in my life, and I think even us, like making this collaboration, we've done a couple of podcasts, spoke a couple of times, I don't know if you contacted me, whatever it was, but we met up, we talked about, hey, let's do a collaboration. We don't know what, and then we directed into there. So it was about what we were putting out was, this is someone that I can work with. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of what we're doing with this. And I think the more you focus on those things, then you start to take note of the things that are right for you, and you become. Unfortunately, sometimes you got to go through the. I'm gonna hold the microphone now and just.
This is actually quite.
It's a scarf with a microphone up. Maybe clip it on here.
Because it's very unusual, right? We do things differently. All right, okay, so let's do it this way. Oh.
You don't always have to go through a load of. Hopefully, you don't have to go through like. BS just to find out what it is you don't want.
What if you do?
But sometimes you do, yeah.
And I think, sorry for cutting you, but I strongly believe that there is so much value in experiencing bullshit, because only then you become clear about what you really want.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you might be like on the crossroad and you think, maybe it's not as bad as it appears. You kind of... You still, want to believe that things will work out, but deep down, they won't, but you're still like hanging off the cliff. But if something happens which is not positive, it will at least help you to clear your mind and put you, just back on the right path, So even though the experience might not be necessarily positive and pleasant, at least you know which way to go. Okay, and if you look at it that way, it's easier for you to actually do what you're meant to be doing, because all of those hurdles in our life are there to teach us something. And if you can look at it, just from the perspective of life lesson, and we are not so personal about it, it's so much easier for us to move forward. We are all in this together, and we are playing different roles at different times. But like I said, just this awareness of not taking things too seriously, and just taking them as I would say directions, pointers which way to go. If we could look at it that way, it would be so much easier.
Yeah, definitely. I just some things previous mentor of mine said that it's, some things just stick with you, and I think they're quite interesting. So the first one was, to get to the beautiful ocean, sometimes you just got to wade through the shit of the sewer, and keep going with it. But also on a bit of a flip side is that it's light at the end of the tunnel. Well, is it light, or is it a freight train heading right towards you? So it's for me, it's about self-awareness.
That's
right?
a good twist.
It is a good twist, yeah. So we can be going through the shit at the moment, but if you're focused on the beautiful ocean, then that's what's going to come towards you. However, if you're in quite a negative environment and you kind of think, oh, there'll be light in the tunnel, this is going to get better, this will get better, and you're kind of basing it on maybe circumstances or someone else's attitude, then is that a freight train that's heading right towards you? Or is it light at the end of the tunnel? So it is about self-awareness, right? It's being aware of, like, what are the negative energies that are in your life and what are the positive energies. If you've got no negative, thumbs up. If you've got some, still thumbs up, because that's you're aware of that now, and you have the full control to do something about it, no matter what that is, right?
This is it. There is a silver lining.
There's always a silver lining, and sometimes I think we can pick it up. We pick up positive. Like, I think on a Tuesday after we've done our podcast, I don't know about you, I'm generally buzzing. So we pick up the positive energies of each other. And I think there's been times when we've met up where we've either both felt a bit, and then, or one of us has, and then it's all, like, one of my favorite sayings is the rising tide raises all ships. So we raise each other up, just, having that positive is like we're feeding off the positive, and we're like kicking the vampire energy vampires.
Are you introducing your socks to the
I have. I got my Star Wars socks that my children got me.
Oh, Star Wars! Don't start Star Wars. Claire will be like, yeah, Jedi.
Yeah. So listen, I learned everything from Star Wars.
But anyway, just going back to subject, I think one of the reasons why we collaborate and why it's going so smoothly is because we have pure intention.
Yes.
We love connecting with people. We love helping.
Yeah.
And I think this is our main motto, and we love having fun with it. That's rule number one.
Rule number one: have fun.
Have fun with it. So I think that's why it's so.
And you can have fun pushing. No, you can't. I said it on camera now.
So
on the cliff.
Okay. So I think this is one of the reasons.
Sorry, Anne. Sorry.
One of the reasons why it's going so smoothly, because we have a mutual understanding of where we're going.
Mutual understanding and respect, and
and the energy is flowing one direction.
Yeah.
Then, in regards of how can you spot and recognize whether you're heading towards the light or towards the train, right, in the tunnel? I think very important thing is to trust your gut, trust your intuition. I know people forget.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, people forget to trust their own gut. They second guess, their true feelings. Sometimes the feelings you feel, very strong feelings, are there for a reason. And if you can learn how to trust those emotions, you're more likely to head towards the light rather than towards the train. Right? Yeah,
and you know what? Your body, your posture will give up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, just be aware of what's happening, like, within your body. Your emotions. Like, don't get me wrong, there's things we have to go through, just hardships in life, but be aware of what is weighing on your shoulders. What is, if you're getting aches and pains for you might think no apparent reason. Well, why is that? I think I said before, years ago, when I was going through some of my stress, and I went to the dentist because I had, like, literally teeth marks in my bloody tongue, and I thought I'd bit it, and I did actually. I know one day I did bite it, but then he said, no, you might have bit it that one time, but he got me to close my mouth, and he was kind of trying to see how my teeth met together. He said, "Oh, you're a bit stressed at the moment." I said, "Yes." He said, "You're pushing your tongue up into your teeth," and it was enough. Like, there was, I don't know, we put the tongue out, but it was it wasn't like a little groove. It was quite a deep indentation on there. So like now, it's for me, that becomes a bit of a sign. If I got an ache, sometimes my knee or back is doing stuff. So I think there's little signs from within, and emotionally, it's
Oh well, this
affects
is
us so many different ways.
100%. All of those physical conditions is just the energy that is
Yeah.
accumulated in our
Yeah.
body and stores itself in our cells. And if you can't release this energy, the energy is not flowing, then it can really make you sick.
Yeah.
For example, people who's got arthritis. I know some people won't like it, right? But what is the sign of arthritis? What people with arthritis suffer with?
It's pain, is it?
And
Or their joints.
well, yes, that's in the joints. But in terms of mobility,
it affects mobility.
yeah, so they are not flexible.
Yeah.
So quite often they are very rigid in their way of thinking. It's really, if you read, some there is lots of studies done about it, and if you think about it, if you really stiff in your mind, so to speak, you are not flexible, you're not adaptable, everything just has to be your way and only your way, and only you're right and everybody else is wrong. I'm not saying just that there is a scale just as well. Then it will affect your body and your flexibility in your body. So you're gonna become more stiff in your body too. Does that make sense? People who are having problem with their back, for example, if you have any problem with your back, is first of all, the energy is not flowing. You're not in alignment, but it also signifies a few other things. For example, you are not stable financially, so you don't feel protected financially. You might be not stable, emotionally. You might not be protected by your family, maybe at work, and if something happens for a prolonged period of time, your body will let you know. Okay, so you can just read it out. Just check few books. There is plenty of books about this topic, and read it through and see if you can spot any traits, just if there's some familiar patterns, because you might find out that your body is trying to let you know that you have to let go of something, okay, or change your way of thinking, or just do something to improve your health. Okay, so it's not like, oh, I have a problem with my knees, because my joints, my cartilage is gone. It could be something different.
That's so interesting, because it's my knees and my back, and but it's not always like that.
Oh, it doesn't have to
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna kind of take note of that on awareness.
Yeah, knees as well, like ankles. People who suffer with stiffness or pain in their ankles, sometimes they are rushing too quick through their life, so their body is trying to stop them. You're going too fast.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the moment, be more present, recuperate. Just take time out. Take good care of yourself. Especially people who are very driven and very goal oriented, who goes like go 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 go.
Oh, wow, well, that explains it then. Yeah. That's me jumping around all over the place physically.
So that might affect affect knees, and even I was working with one of my clients, and she was suffering with pain in her feet, and we released that. We did release that, but her body physically had to stop her from doing what she was doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise she would not stop.
Yeah.
Right. So there's your body can really let you know, or give you more clue what's going on, so then you can read to it and make changes, but you have to be open to it. That's the thing. You have to be open to it.
I like it. So if we got, oh, by the way, if you guys got any tips that you use to connecting with energy can be on a deeper spiritual level, meaningful level, or just as we've discussed with, because there's energy between people, whether same as what I think we said in one of the other episodes, how we work in relationships. You go to a shop for the first time and may never ever go there again because you're in a different location, but there's an energy you're going to kind of feel from that person. So we're picking it up all the time. Just even sat in a cafe, if there's some negative around you, you're going to pick it up. But obviously if there's positive, if someone's a bit happy, you kind of pick that. Have you ever had that thing where you hear someone laugh and it just makes you smile?
Yeah.
Some people's laugh can be quite contagious, and even here at the academy, if sometimes someone comes in and they're just quite high energy, and you're like, I pick up on that. So,
I think some of those people, they are so positive that as soon as they enter the room, they really lit up the whole room, right? You kind of, sometimes you might not even be aware of their presence in the room, but you feel like energetic shift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes, and it works both ways, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't know what's going on, and then you would just turn your head and you would be like, oh, okay, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, so your body will be picking
Yeah.
up on those energies, you know, just all the time. But there was another thing, you know, you said, you know, that people can influence us positive and negative, of course.
Yeah.
But did you know that if you spend a little bit of time with yourself, setting like emotional or energetic standards, if I hope that does make sense, first in the morning for yourself, how you want to be and how you want to experience your day, you're more likely to keep you cool, okay, and stay more positive even in presence of someone who would normally drag you down. Okay.
I can't say anything, but yeah.
So it's like if you, for example, understand, okay, so for example, this negative person, right, a person is dragging you down right now. So if you can think, okay, so probably that person is not happy, and this is nothing to do with me. I can only offer that person my compassion. Then automatically you are less likely to be drawn into their own drama. So you're not adding fire to their fuel, because you understand you're not part of this. Whatever is happening with them and the reason why they're the way they are is their own thing, right? So
it's their version of themselves.
Yes, yeah.
We did that last week, right?
Yeah, we did. But what I'm leading to, if you can actually then decide that, you know, no matter what's going to happen today, my conscious intention is to bring the best version of myself to the world and share the best version of myself with everyone who I encounter today, right? Then you're just raising your standards and also setting the standards, emotional standards, like vibrational standards for yourself for that day. And because you prepared yourself, you can keep it.
Yeah, if you can keep, it's that, was it Kipling that said that? But if you can keep your cool when everyone else around you is losing their minds, it's just a sign of a true leader. And we're leading ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
And it does work. But again, it comes back. I think you have got to have that healthy, good balance of being around the right, because things crop up. And just making, like for me, my releases, right, get on the bag, have a good blast out. And, you know, trained out last night, felt better for it. So it's, yeah, make sure you I think we've got to have a method to release any negative that's in.
Yeah.
Whatever your method is. Could be dance, could just be standing on the roof going, oh!
Yeah, it could be dance.
Yeah, just move. Motion leads to emotion. But yeah, it helps you keep that calm when, you know, the shit is the fan, basically.
So it helps you to just establish your energy. You know how to release it, so it does not affect anyone in a negative way, right?
No, and I think, because, you know, we're talking about positive energy, but you still got to release that negative. So I read listened to the Chimp Paradox a few years back, and I think that's such an interesting book. It's about the inner chimp, or other people might describe it as our inner child, but it's making sure you get that crap, that, you know, where your ego's at play and your panic buttons. You find a safe way to get that out, and once that's kind of out your system, you can straight away start focusing on a way forward. Your brain will start, like he talks about the computer part of your brain will start thinking, well, yeah, this is, you know, here's what happened before. And the human, you can find a resolve, but as long as you're not doing it where it inflicts that negative onto someone else. Like maybe, you know, for us it might be, let's say if and you know, this is just going on at a moment, so I talk it out, you sit, listen, and I went, actually, I feel right now. The weight's gone.
Because you just,
it's out. That's it.
Got it out.
Rather than, you know, having a blast out, or, you know, verbally diarrhea, or because you can't control. So it is all about control. Sometimes I think people have said to me, "Oh, you know, you can't be positive all the time." Well, no, it's not. It's not necessarily like that. But I'm attracting positive energy in. I'm attracting the positivity to drive me forward. You know, that's so important. But you can't have one without the other. You can't have a yin and no yang. You know, it is 50-50. So it's understanding when it's there. It's like, well, this is how I'm going to deal with it, and then you find a positive way to deal with the negative. So actually, it does become 100% you.
But I think it's true. We all experience positive and negative, and people might be saying, "Oh, how can you be so positive all the time?" It's not like those who are choosing to look for positive are positive all the time. They just realize that those negative moments are just moments, right? And the less they dwell on those moments, the less time those sad moments exist. They just passes. The positive moments passes as well. Life is actually a combination of moments. It's accumulation of moments. There's plenty of those moments, but you can choose how many of those positive and negative you want to have in your life. You have a choice. You have this freedom to choose. And you can sometimes, when something negative is happening, you might not see positive in it at first, but like I said earlier, there is a silver lining. So there will be positive coming out of it if you only want to see it, right? If you want to, this is just again, choice, personal choice.
Yeah, focus on what you want.
Yeah,
not what you don't want, because you'll get what you don't want.
And again, going back to when I said to you about preparing yourself, how you want to interact in a day, how you want to present yourself to the world, and you said about choosing positive people who you want to surround yourself with. It's all that is yes, 100%. But the thing is you can't erase those who are triggering you. They will still be there, okay? But the more you choose to feel good for you, the less player they're gonna be in your life. Okay, they will be triggering you less. They will be doing their own thing, triggering someone else, But it's not about you avoiding them. It's about you setting your standards, for yourself and playing from that.
That comes down to boundaries, doesn't it? Yeah. Basically, so don't forget sidetrack. But anyway, we'll probably talk about it again. But I think when you set a boundary that someone's not going to be happy with it, that's it. That's their problem. So, but I think we have to understand they're not going to be happy, but you stick to your boundary. Simple as that.
We actually, we are so naughty. Why? We're so naughty because we are not interacting that much.
That's okay. No, thank you for the comments. They're really good. So I'm glad that he's got something from it. So we did a competition last week, but only 2 people put "I'm in." Well, some lovely comments. Winners. Yeah, so we only have 2 winners. Congratulations.
This is fantastic. Would you like to announce now our winners?
Was it Claire Egan?
Jedi
Master.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You're going to... there you get a bok. Is on your way.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was the other person.
Labris. And is Jen.
Jen, yay! Jen. Congratulations.
It's a beautiful deck of cards with lots of positive energy. It's going to you.
So thank you for commenting, everybody. It means a lot. And thank you if you've tagged someone in. If something has resonated with you today, then please tag in a friend. Don't forget to follow us on the podcast as well. Subscribe and give us a nice 5-star review. We like the 5 stars. If you didn't like it, just leave it. Just go bypass it. If there's no 5 stars, we assume you hate us. We don't care.
Yeah. Well, we don't accept 4.5.
No. But thank you so much for the support. So it's episode 6 back next week, 11 a.m. as always live. If you're getting it on the rerun, #rerun, of course.
Yes. And there's a lot of exciting things coming, so you better stay with us.
Oh, yeah. We're hopefully going to do a collaboration with Heart Heroes, but more on that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's super exciting.
Oh.
Oh, we have 5 stars already. Oh,
yay!
Thank you.
If you could do that on Apple Podcast, that'd be fantastic.
Fabulous.
Peace.
And love.
All right.